This video is about the best African country passports to have because they grant you access to many other countries. So today we have the top 10 African passports to have. This is based on our source from www.trt.africa.com/Africa. So you can look and see their research that they have provided. And basically, this is where you're going to find out the best African passports to have because they're going to grant you access to many other countries. Also, as a side note, their ranking lets you know that the citizens of these particular countries have a higher comparable ranking in their incomes. So, fam, if you're new to our channel, Awaken with Mark or AWM, it tracks our journey where 4 out of our family have relocated to the continent of Africa. We actually live in Zanzibar, Tanzania. We've been on the continent for 2 years and we're loving it. We also spent 1 year in Rwanda. So you can find out and go to our website and learn more information about that. Also, to help others, if you're thinking about this particular type of journey for your family, we offer a free assessment, something just to get your juices flowing, to get you thinking about what kind of things you need to do to prepare for this kind of a move. For example, in the assessment, you'll spend some time figuring out what is your why? What kinds of things are you interested in? Have you actually sat down and made a list whether or not you want to be in an urban or rural area? Have you thought about what we consider the 3 pillars or components with regards to any major endeavor? That includes, number 1, knowing your identity, which what are you about? What is your purpose? Number 2, what is your mindset? Do you understand that there's going to be problems in anything you do? How do you adapt? Number 3, what is your process to help you accomplish the move? Do you understand that you need to prioritize things? Do you understand you're going to need to get a to-do list, task list, things like that? So we help you to at least get started on that path. So take a look at our free assessment and that'll help get you rolling. All right, so if you're watching, it's because you want to find out what are the best African countries with passports. The top 10 is what we're going to be listing. One of the reasons why you'd want to know this is because passports from those countries allow the possessors to be able to access a whole bunch of other countries. Also, one of the things about people who possess passports from countries that are very strong is that it points to their citizens having a higher than normal or a higher ranking income. So that's just something to think about. For example, Singapore has the most powerful passport in the world because it grants access to 192 out of 227 countries. Where do you think the United States falls? I'll take a moment and let you guess where you think the ranking is in the top 15. You ready? All right, so the United States grants access to 184 countries. It is in a tie with Lithuania and it is ranked 8th. So the US passport is not the strongest in the world, it's Singapore actually. Let's take a look at these passports that are the strongest. And while we look at this, which African countries allow travel to the most countries, we want to give a shout out to Jewel Niles 4041 and Designer in Arc. I hope I got your YouTube names correct because they have both requested, as well as a few others, this particular presentation. So that's how we got here. We're going to do these in reverse order. So we're going to start with number 10, Tanzania. Tanzania is number 10. It's ranked 70 globally and it grants access to 73 destinations. We happen to reside in Zanzibar, which is actually tied or connected with Tanzania in terms of their governments. It would be like St. Kitts / Nevis. They're together. So Tanzania is a beautiful country to visit. Our family or parts of us we've been to Dar es Salaam, which is a city that they project to grow to around 6 million. Arusha to see the mountains, Kilimanjaro, and things like that. The animals, to go to the Pride Lands. So as you can see there's Mount Kilimanjaro, and also you can see a little bit of the city life there at the port where Dar is. So Tanzania comes in ranked at number 10. Next on the list is Malawi. They rank number 9. They're number 69 globally with access to 75 destinations. There's a man here who I have as a neighbor who I respect highly. He's from Malawi and as an elder, and he has really spoken highly of his home country. As you can see there, you see the ocean life with the mountain in the background. You also see the cities and so forth. So there's Malawi. They come in at number 9. So I don't know if you all thought they were going to be ranked higher, but here we are now. We are at number 8, which is Kenya. Kenya is number 68 globally. They'll give you access to 76 destinations. We show there on the map. Kenya is up there near Uganda, and as you can see, the ocean, the Indian Ocean, is off to the right in the picture. You see the city and the scapes, but I didn't show any of the landscapes, but a lot of times you get to see the wild animals and things like that. But Nairobi, Kenya is, let's face it, it's big time. It's almost considered sometimes the capital of the continent of Africa. I don't know how that's possible, but a lot of people think of it that way. Next is number 7, Eswatini. They're ranked number 67th globally, and they'll give you access to 77 destinations. They're tied with Kazakhstan. I'm sure they have a banner hanging up in their rafters showing that they're tied with them. Eswatini, it sounds like a dance that came after the mashed potato to me. But anyway, it's a fabulous place that would be on our list to go visit. Again, it's over in Southeast Africa, as you can see on the map there, where Johannesburg is off to the left, and you see the country of Eswatini. You see some of the landscapes there and the city life that they have access to. Next on the list, Lesotho, ranked 65th in the world, access to 79 destinations, and they're tied with Thailand. You see, Lesotho is the first place where we're showing a little bit of snow, unless you saw it on the top of the mountain in Kilimanjaro for Tanzania. But there's snow over there. We're really heading south as we get nearer to South Africa. And you also see the city life that's there. These countries tend to be a little closer to the Indian Ocean, I'm observing. Who's number 5 but Namibia? They are ranked 64th globally, and they have access to 80 destinations. That's a tie with China, Saudi Arabia, and Bolivia. Wow, okay, 3 top nations that Namibia is tied with. Interesting thing about Namibia is that's where you think of the diamonds and so forth. De Beers, things like that. So they have the desert, which is why I have that picture there. It's very intriguing to me that the desert comes up against the ocean, so you got both aspects. And of course you have the city life, which I understand is very quaint, as it were. Number 4 on the list, my wife loves the pronunciation of this place, and that's Botswana. In fact, she wants to go there just because of the way it's pronounced. It's number 60 globally. Access to 89 destinations. You can see that beautiful sunset with the elephants overhead. So here we are in the middle of the lower half of the continent, and you see the city life that's going on. It's situated between Namibia and to the right is Zimbabwe. So now we're hitting our top 3. The first one, South Africa. And I'm sure many of you would have thought Maybe they were going to be ranked higher. I don't know. What was your guess? They are ranked 52nd globally, and they grant you access to 106 destinations. On the map there, I decided to kind of pull back so you could see that actually South Africa, Namibia, Botswana, that part of Africa is not that far away from South America. If you look over there, you see Brazil. And to the right's Madagascar, but farther to the right and bottom, you can't see it, you're getting near Australia. So they're way down south. I was tempted to show pictures of penguins, but I didn't. But you're gonna have those down that way. As you can see, the different cities, there's Cape Town, actually is what you're really seeing. Let's swing over. On the top three here, I'm gonna give a little bit more information. So you got 11 official languages there. And in South Africa, population in that country, we're looking at like 59 million. They boast 3 capital cities, as a matter of fact. I guess only country in the world that does that. Cape Town, Pretoria, and Bloemfontein. Hope I pronounced that correctly. Where they have legislative, judicial, and administrative in those 3 different cities. First heart transplant took place in South Africa. They also seem to have 2 Nobel Prize winners down that way. You're looking at Johannesburg in the city there. It looks like Atlanta to me. But anyway, and off to the right is Mandela, a statue of him. So number 3 was South Africa. Number 2, Mauritius. They were ranked 29th globally. Access to 148 destinations. This little small island, and you can see the actual, pretty much the majority of the main island off to the right there. When you look at the map in the center of the screen, notice Mauritius is smaller and to the right of Madagascar. So you don't want to confuse those two. So you have Mozambique on the mainland, then you have Madagascar, the huge island where you have the penguins from Madagascar, and also then you have Mauritius, which is small island. You see the city there in the picture. Mauritius is home, or was once home would be more correct, of the dodo bird, which is now extinct. There's a picture of one off to the right. They also seem to have, according to the United Nations Development Department, the highest HDI, which is Human Development Index in the world, meaning it's a great place to live, meaning they rank themselves high. They've been ranked in terms of livability. 1.2 million people. They have a 90% literacy rate, and they're more women than men, so that presents good gender equitability. Their predominant religion, unlike any other African nation, is Hinduism. And so you see some of the young ladies down there in the corner. So that's Mauritius. They came in number 2, ranked 29th globally. Now we're gonna get ready for the drum roll. What is your guess to be the number 1 top rated passport on the continent of Africa? Give you time to put together your guess. We've already had South Africa, so that's not in there. I will give you a hint. It seems like most of these are on the east and around the edges of sub-Saharan Africa. So let's take a look and see what that answer is. None other than the island of Seychelles. So the top 2 are actually island nations. Mauritius was ranked number 2, Seychelles number 1. Seychelles is ranked 24th in the world in terms of their strength of their passport, with global destinations to 155 countries. They are just off of Tanzania, as you can see, according to the map I've got there in the middle of the screen. Seychelles is out there in the middle of the ocean. The water is so crystal clear. This is one of the requirements of my wife. She wants to be able to see her ankles in the water. Notice the young ladies there are in a kayak that is totally clear, and you can see through the water. And which is true of many places actually in Africa, including here in Zanzibar. Notice the fruits and so forth that they have. The folks in downtown, picture of the clock there in the town square. Beautiful place to visit. It's on our list. So Seychelles is the only granite islands in the world. It is an archipelago, just like Zanzibar, as a matter of fact. So there are multiple islands. You see the main island where the capital is Victoria to the right. It's in the Indian Ocean. And also you see an example again of that clear water and that path you can take out there. So once again, that's the #1 nation which is for best passports in sub-Saharan Africa. So our question is, what country interests you? Let us know in the comments, and we hope that you would like, share, and subscribe. Thank you.